episode 2. I'm nothing without my best friend Eagly, or like I ain't shit without an eagle. I forgot the name, but I'm still on vacation. It's your boy Icon with another DC HBO Max review for you. And again, like I said, as you can see, I'm still on vacation and I'm enjoying the nice warm weather of Madagascar. But I'll be home soon. So for this, we're gonna do our review for episode 2, and then I'll do my review for episode 3, and then that'll be my final review here in Madagascar, and then I'll be home for episode 4. And as always, hit that notification bell, like it or subscribe. Check out my other videos, because pretty soon, I said I got a Thunderbolts review that's probably going to be on the channel by the time you guys review this, and I'm still going to do my review for WWE Clash in the Castle and NXT Heatwave. I mean, I know it's been like almost 2 weeks now, but screw it, I'm gonna do it anyway. But then after that, then I'm going to Fashion Week. I'm going to Fashion Week on September 13th. So look out for my videos for Fashion Week and everything else. Now, with that being said, I still don't like the intro. I'm still not a fan of the intro. I miss the old intro. Like, I need, like, when I watch Peacemaker, I need, like, pause, but I need to hear them ask me, do you really want to taste it? Like, I need that. And, because the new song, like, it's not, as the kids say, it's not hip enough. Like, it doesn't, like, grasp your attention, like, it doesn't get you hype. Like, the other song, the season 1 song got you hype. But, I mean, pet peeve of mine, maybe y'all feel the same way. Let me know in the comment section down below. But in this particular episode, if I'm being real, nothing happened. Like, nothing really happened in this episode, because the episode actually starts with Rick Flag Sr., and apparently he's now in charge of Argus. Like, he's the acting director of Argus, and that's on the whole thing about it is, for making him the acting director of Argus, that's basically code for, we can't afford to get Viola Davis on the show, and we can't afford to have Viola Davis around all the time to do these TV series. Plus, she's probably shooting her Waller series as well. But basically, because they couldn't afford to have Amanda Waller there all the time, they need a reason to get her off TV. So they're just like, oh, Waller's doing something else, and Rick Flag, he's taking over. He's taking over temporarily because we can't afford Amanda Waller. So now that Flag's in charge, he asks for the report on how his son got killed. He looks up the report, and then, now see, the thing is, I was under the impression that he knew Peacemaker killed his son, but I guess he didn't know all the details. And then when he tried to get the details, like those files were restricted. But now that he's the acting director of Argus, those files are no longer restricted, so he asked for the files. He read the files, he started crying, he saw the whole thing, how when Peacemaker shot him in the chest, left him for dead, and this, that, and the third. So now he's really pissed. He had him under surveillance before, but now he actually wants to nail his balls to the wall. And in order to do that, he ends up sending this random black guy to go to John, because John is basically the one, he's sitting in the truck and he's the one surveying Peacemaker, because Peacemaker's looking into the, he's going through the doors of the alternate dimension. And I'm gonna say this right out the gate, I don't like the black guy. He's annoying as shit. He reminds me of, what is it, Yelena from Black Widow and from Thunderbolts, like the blonde chick, the sister of Natasha Romanoff. She's annoying as shit. Her jokes aren't funny, and they come at the most inappropriate time, to the point where it's so much joking, it actually starts to ruin the show, because there's a point where you just want to be like, can you just stop for a second and just be serious, and let's get on with the program. And that's how this guy is. This guy jokes about everything. I know the actor. I'm aware of I forgot his name, but I know who the actor is, but Jesus Lord, this shit isn't funny after a while. And he's actually the down part, he was the worst part of the whole episode, because he just wouldn't stop with the joking. But he was brought in to basically oversee John, and to get John out of the way so they can do a full-on assault on Peacemaker. So apparently what happens is John, Peacemaker, the rest of the gang, the whole gang from season 1, they're supposed to have a party on top of Hardcore's, on top of her apartment roof. And while they're all at the party, they're at their get-together, while they're all there, that's when this black dude is going to get his mercenaries to go into Peacemaker's house and try to see what's going on with that dimensional door. When they do that, when they go into his house to try to, get their hands on the dimensional door, Eagly shows up and basically almost kills everybody. pulls one guy's eye out, like stabbed the fat chick in the back of the head, like he killed one dude, like Eagly basically like held down the fort and protected the house, and then everybody ran with their, with their tails between with their tails between their legs. So Flag's not gonna be happy about this one. Meanwhile, the rest of the gang, like they're on top of the roof, they're celebrating. Hardcore still being a bitch, and then her and Chris got into it when they were up on the roof. John and Adebayo, like they had a conversation where they're trying to figure out like what their next steps were and everything. Adebayo basically went to her ex-wife's house now for no reason that amounted into nothing. like I didn't see the point of that. But then after that, and then after Hardcore was basically being a bitch, Chris kind of felt some kind of way, like he's a little sad. And then he went home, he saw the mess that Eagly made, and then after being treated the way he was treated by Hardcore, and just feeling some kind of way about the whole death situation, this is where he gets the bright idea, because he pulled out his doppelganger's phone and he sent a text message to the Hardcore on the other Earth, but it didn't go through because he's on his Earth, and obviously he's not going to get reception. So he was thinking about it, he sent the text, whatever, and then like he's contemplating, because he's like, shit, if the Hardcore here doesn't like me, maybe I can talk to the one on the other Earth. Before that, though, both Chris and Vigilante, they took the body of his doppelganger and they pretty much chopped it up into pieces and put it God knows where. And this is the part that I was just like, this is where I don't understand, because I get, okay, you killed him. What I'm saying? I understand that you killed him. But at this point, like, let's be honest, like, we all know Chris is going to take over his life and end up living his life because he has the girl he wants, he has his family back. So he's obviously going to take over his life. We all know that. It's not a surprise. The thing is, we didn't know that. Like, he does, at this point in the show, he doesn't know that he's going to live his doppelganger's life. So he was just trying to dispose of the body. And my whole thing was, why'd you have to chop the body up into like 90 different pieces? Like, there was no reason to chop the body up. All you guys had to do was take his body, put it back in his dimension, leave it in his room on his bed, let his father and his brother find the body, and then, that's it. Like, they'll deal with it accordingly. Because, again, at that moment, he hadn't decided he was going to live the guy's life. Like, he was basically just trying to get rid of the body. So I'm like, there was no point to chop it up. I'm like, you could have just left it in the room like that. Like, that didn't make any sense to me. That was completely unnecessary. But they chopped his body up. I don't know where they put the pieces. And then after that, they left. So now Chris feels some kind of way. He goes back. He ends up going into the other dimension. And when he goes into the other dimension, that's when the Hardcore from that dimension, she answered his phone text, and then she was like, hey, and she sent like a broken heart emoji. So I guess like he broke her heart or something. And then he texted her back. So now he's texting with the Hardcore of the doppelganger's Earth. And this is the point now where he starts to live that doppelganger's life. I'm pretty sure what's going to happen is, well, we saw it in the trailer, like what's going to happen is eventually he's going to be in there living a life. And then Rick Flag is going to basically get Hardcore. He's gonna rehire her for Argus and send her into the dimensional gate to go bring Peacemaker, go bring Chris back, so he can get his revenge for him killing his son. But that's how the episode ended. And thank you for tuning in. Like I said, it was a good episode to get us where we needed to go, because the show doesn't actually pick up until he starts living the life in the other dimension. And I guess that's where we're at now with episode 3. I haven't seen episode 3 yet, but episode 2 was basically just like a filler stop just to get to that point. And I look forward to reviewing episode 3 with all of you. So check out my episode 1 review. Check out my review for Thunderbolts that's up on my channel. For my wrestling reviews, like I said, I got other stuff on my channel. We's back, baby. Red Eyes Entertainment. We're back from vacation. We're about to make it happen. So keep it locked, and I'll see you guys on the next one. So till then, signing off for Madagascar. Well, we'll be back next week for episode 3 of Peacemaker. Until then, guys, take care. And I'm out this. Peace.